Next week marks 30 years since the end of the deadly Waco standoff. It started when members of a fringe religious group called the Branch Davidians opened fire on federal agents. Now, they were trying to arrest the group's leader. His name was David Koresh, for stockpiling illegal weapons at their compound. 51 days later, that's how long this took, 51 days, on April 19th, 1993, FBI agents pumped tear gas into the compound to force a surrender, and the building caught fire. It ended this way. 76 people died, including many, many children. A new 5-part drama series examines the fallout from that. Actor Giovanni Ribisi, I just like the name, known for his roles in Avatar and Saving Private Ryan, plus plays the defense attorney for one of the surviving Branch Davidians. In this clip, his character lays out his defense plan.
The issue can't be whether or not Koresh was the Messiah. If that's our case, then they win. Because guess what? He wasn't. Our case has to be about the fact the United States government raided these people's home without cause, and it was their overreach, their hubris that led to the deaths of 76 people, including 17 children. And in America, you don't get to do that. Because if they can do what they did to our clients and get away with it, it'll give everyone with a badge and a gun, from a Wackenhut security guard to Janet Reno, the authority to do whatever they want, to whomever they want, however they want. We can't say you never held a gun.
Wow.
Wow. Waco, The Aftermath debuts this weekend on Showtime. Part of Paramount Global, like CBS. Giovanni Ribisi joins us now, first on CBS Mornings. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome and bravo to you.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
Another stellar performance for you, Mr. Ribisi.
Oh, that's really nice. Thanks.
But I envision this. Your agent calls and says they're going to do a sequel to Waco, and you go, yeah, I want to do it. I want to do it. How did it go?
Well, no, it was actually, I had the first conversation with my agent. I said, what do you mean there's a sequel to Waco? How could that's like saying there's a sequel to the Titanic? It's like
yes,
pretty definitive what happened. And then he said, no, you got to read this. You got to read it. And so I read it. I read the first episode, and really couldn't put it down. And then I couldn't stop talking about it. And my partner, my girlfriend, said at one point, well, this is probably something that you
If you're still talking about it, why don't you do it?
Yeah.
But did you have trepidation about playing a lawyer?
Yeah, I mean, I never thought it's really my part in the show is a courtroom drama, and I never really thought I would be involved in something like that, just because I don't really envisage myself as a lawyer or a defense attorney or know anything about that. And also, it's just a massive undertaking, all the dialogue. I mean, not to, anyways.
No, but the story was so shocking at the time. Do you remember it, Giovanni? Do you remember seeing it as it was unfolding?
Yeah, vaguely. I mean, I remember, it was 30 years ago, I guess. This week is the anniversary of the last day of the siege, and of course, I mean, it was just something that you just couldn't believe. It was just insane. And then when the fires started happening, it was just the most tragic thing with the children in the building and all that.
So the defense attorney you play is a real-life person.
Dan Cogdell, yeah.
And how did you feel not only about playing a real-life person, but playing a person who, as we saw in that clip, is making an argument that was part of what seeded the militia movement in America, helped inspire Timothy McVeigh?
Sure, yeah, it is. I mean, it's definitely a controversial subject, and, there's a wide divide there. Arguably, Ruby Ridge and Waco were the seeds or the sparks for the American militia movement as we see it today. And that was part of one of the reasons why I thought it would be interesting to tackle this, because when I was reading the scripts, I looked up and there were people running down the street, lighting things on fire, and it just seemed
protests in this country at the time.
Yeah, and there are echoes of that still 30 years later. So,
the former president Donald Trump held his first official campaign rally in Waco.
Oh wow!
Not that long ago.
Wow.
And there are people,
I don't think that was a coincidence.
He said it was equidistant from Dallas and Austin. I mean, it's not convenient for a lot of people anyway. So there might be some symbolism there. And there are other people who say, this anti-federal movement, which your character as a lawyer argues so beautifully and potently. That's the key point for people who are tuned into it. They can draw a line from that to January 6th.
Yeah, possibly. And again, I think it's just it's almost it's again a spark to an overall zeitgeist of unrest and sort of, I guess, maybe perhaps certain parts of the country being dissatisfied with government overreach, really. I don't think that the show really has any pretense towards either side of that. It's just more or less something that we have an obligation to discuss, I guess.
Incredible. It's amazing to go inside the mindset.
Yeah. They showed
really
mistakes on both sides as I was watching.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a tragedy across across the whole
It's an incredible role, and you've had incredible roles, and I know we got to wrap this up, but loved you in Saving Private Ryan, loved you in
Boiler Room.
Loved you in Lost in Translation, Avatar, we can keep going on and on, so this
Thanks,
is just
lad.
another feather in your cap.
Oh, thank you. Cheers. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Got a lot of feathers in that.
There's a lot of feathers, Giovanni.
Well, thank you. That
Thank
means
you
a lot.
very much.
Thanks.
Continued success.
Cool.
Waco, The Aftermath begins streaming this Friday on Showtime, and you can watch it on air on Sundays in real time.